Previously on Taverns and Caverns, we gathered information regarding the potential whereabouts of vampires in New Tempest. We looked for clues all throughout the commoners' quarters of the city as well as the slums. We eventually came across a gang known as the Green Vipers, a group that provides information to those that are willing to pay the right price. And through the Green Vipers, we learned about the recently established event called the Scarlet Soiree, an event that takes place once a month in New Tempest. With the Scarlet Soiree now being added to the party's list of potential places to investigate, we eventually made our way back to Thaddeus and Yaito before retreating for the evening. The next day arrived and the party has now traveled north outside of the city to search for a hidden research facility. Upon arriving, however, we find the doors are shut tight with no one in sight. What awaits the party inside? Episode 27, An Evil Like No Other. Path A.
You slowly begin to open one side of the double door. And as you do, you guys can hear the stone rubbing up against the ground beneath it, making some scratching sounds, and it echoes throughout the cavern. Do you open it all the way, or do you just crack it enough to everyone can just kind of just slink through?
I'm going to open it all the way.
All right. You open it all the way, and as you do so, it leads into a tunnel-like system that will eventually lead you into a small facility underground. Now, it's not a fancy facility by any means. It's not like some building underground. There are some stone man-made walls and pillars that are around that make rooms and such, but you can definitely still tell you're underground. There's also a waterway that's past some of the railings on the path that are about 20 feet below that you can see. There are some trees growing underneath in this facility, as well as bushes and whatnot. I'm going to reveal this map so you guys can see kind of the area you're in. It looks like an underground passage type of map, but just imagine that this is more of a storage facility. Now, as far as what you guys find and what you see, I will tell you as Thaddeus leads the way. Yaito and Yutari will follow. Both are on high alert, prepared for casting magic if need be. So if anyone wants to make a perception or investigation, I'll let you guys do so as you're walking through this tunnel system.
Being alert, don't see much.
All right. Alark with a 12, Damien with a 7. Damien, you're more so caught off guard by how enamored you are with the facility. It's very natured. Again, it's somewhat beautiful down here with the water and everything.
So you don't watch your hoof, Milan. Lots of roots on the ground.
You don't see much that really catches your interest right away. Alaric with a perception of 12, you do notice as you're walking along the path in this facility, there is a giant tree in the middle of the room. It looks like a dead tree with no leaves on it, while all the other trees seem to have leaves and life to it. But to the left of this tree, there are these pillars and stone walls that lead into a sectioned off room of the area. But also with your perception, you notice nobody. There is not one soul standing, laying down, anything near you. And as you're also in this main room where you're at, there are a couple tables just scattered around with small artifacts on them with some journals scattered about. This is definitely the room they use to store many of the artifacts. The deeper you go, you'll find more artifacts standing around. The top right of the map, you also notice there is a statue. You don't know who the statue is of, but there is a statue with some notes near it on a table. But also, the room is lit with several torches along the walls. But just like the torches on the outside, these are flickering on and off. So it's somewhat difficult to see with the light going on and off in a rapid-like motion, like a horror flick. The light's flickering.
Well, I still have my light.
Yeah, you still have your light on your glaive, which I believe it reaches out about 10 feet from you, I believe. 20 feet maybe? 20-foot radius, yeah. But you do notice that sectioned off room to the north of the map, behind these walls here. There's a sectioned off room.
It looks like there's another room off to the left here. Um, Perhaps because there doesn't seem to be much else going on in this room here, although there is this one tree in the center that it appears to be dead or deforested. There's no leaves on it at all.
And also, Alaric, as you look around as well, I forgot to mention the far distance to the north. I'm sorry, the southeast corner of the map. There is another tunnel that heads what looks like deeper into the cavern. You just can't see past that.
Okay.
And it's also all you guys can hear is the flowing of the water in the creek beneath. That's really all you hear, other than
Okay, so
yourselves.
I'll mention these things then. So there seems to be a room to the left beyond this dead tree, and then there's also like a statue of some man. I've never seen him before. Maybe someone else could be able to help decipher who he is. And then beyond that reach of the statue, there's like another pathway we could go, or a continuing path.
Can I? Would a sur? I mean, I don't know if this tree is important, but would like a survival show you anything?
A survival check on that tree.
Yeah. Or would it be more like nature, I guess?
Nature probably more so than survival. I mean, either one could work.
My survival's a lot higher. That's all I'm saying.
Good point.
15 survival. You're just inspecting the tree.
Yeah, just trying to see if because everything else is growing down here, right? Like
Yeah.
it looks like
Yeah, that's just the only thing that's dead. So with a 15 survival, you inspect the dead tree, and as you're looking at it, it's a thicker tree than the rest. Many of the branches have been drained of any moisture. It's definitely a dead tree at this point. But you do notice there are some leaves scattered amongst the floor under the tree. The leaves are fairly green. Some of them, though, have begun to fade into a orange to dark faded color. But as you look along the bark and the trunk of the tree, you notice there's some claw marks here and there against it. Fresh claw marks, something that recently scratched up against the tree.
would I know that they're the same claw marks that were on the door?
Yes, you would with a 15 survival.
It looks like the same claw marks that are on the door are on this tree as well. Whatever animal or beast that was here has done this.
And with your 15 survival, while Sundra is inspecting the trees, anyone else kind of like walking around looking at trying to find those artifacts while she's
Yeah,
doing
for
this?
sure. I mean, I'm not touching anything, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
look around. What did I roll last time? My perception, it wasn't great. Investigation, I guess I'll try. Still not
All
great.
right. Well, place your characters where you want them to be
Okay.
while Isundra's looking at the tree.
So
Gotcha.
with
Yeah.
this statue, I kind of want to do a history check.
Okay,
Not that I
so
noticed
you
it.
guys are at the statue. Yaito will stay somewhat close with Yatara and Isundra. He doesn't want to split the party up too much. So the three of you, Damien, Alaric, and Thaddeus, go a little further down the room to inspect the statue. So before we get to you guys, we'll go back to Isundra with that 15 survival. You're telling Yatara and Yaito your thoughts on the tree, about the claw marks. But you do notice there is also a small like hole on the opposite side of the trunk. It's about the size of, I would say, someone's head,
Hmm.
the hole. Do you inspect that hole?
uh, I do.
Okay. So
Investigation
yeah, do an
or
investigation.
perception?
Do an investigation. 23. As you inspect the hole, I mean, holes are common in trees, birds and whatnot will make holes in the trees, but something about the hole catches your attention as you go to look into it. You don't find, as you're looking in there, you have the dark vision, you don't see any animals, birds, or anything. It's a fairly deep hole that goes into the center of the trunk. And deeper in that hole, you notice something odd. Something that you've probably never seen before, but you can't tell with how deep in the tree it is. But there what looks like to be 2 eggs that have like these protruding spikes along the side of its shell. And both of the eggs are about the size of like your head, almost. But while you find those, let's go to the 3 at the statue. What are the 3 of you doing near the statue of a man? So there's this man that's standing, and the man, what looks like he has this. It's hard to tell what he really looks like due to the damage of the statue. It's been damaged. You can see the arms are spread outwards to the side. One of the hands has been busted off, while parts of the face have been scratched into by some claw marks. And the man looks like he's standing in robes, looking upwards as if he was either praying or something. But it seems to be a very peaceful statue, but it is damaged beyond belief. So it's hard to tell who it is.
You said there was notes, right?
There were some notes on a journal on a table next to it. Yeah.
Thaddeus will grab those notes.
Okay.
Supposed
And
to
then I
touch
know
stuff.
you're not supposed to touch stuff. He did straight away. He forgot.
Late.
Roy, didn't you learn your lesson?
They're notes, not artifacts.
You don't know that? That could be an artifact.
You could have pressed a switch right as you lifted the notes.
Yup. There could be a curse on them notes. Alaric, what were you doing with your history check?
I wanted to investigate the statue to see if there's someone recognizable.
Yeah, so with the history 12, as I mentioned, it's hard to tell with how damaged it is. The claw marks amongst the stone of it has taken quite a bit from the facial features. You can tell it's a man, though, in robes. And you do notice there are some pointed ears. Perhaps the man was an elf. Your best guess, Alaric, is if it's supposed to be a statue of a god, for example, if it is a god, you're going to guess it is going to be the god of knowledge that many of the elves do follow in Estel Duin, and that is the god of knowledge, Kiran. That's your guess of who this could be, but it's just a guess. Yeah, Kiran,
I'm not
the
sure if
god of
that's worth
knowledge.
mentioning, but I guess I could bring it up to the party just in case it comes up in future. It's really I can't quite be sure who this person is, but it does look like that they might be of an elf being. Perhaps, but this is just a guess. Perhaps it is the god of knowledge, Kiran. It's just something to keep in mind in case we find anything else similar to this.
Look like somebody didn't like them. It's all beat up. But does it look like somebody damaged it, or like it's just over time it's
Like
old
worn
and it's
down.
eroded? Yeah.
Both.
Hmm.
It's more so eroded than anything else. But again, it has been damaged, though, with the claw marks and such. I mean, one of his hands is missing. His face is scuffed and has some claw marks in it.
Yeah. Between one specific dead tree, the claw marks on the door, the footsteps, the beat up statue. Asundra, are you sensing any magic in here? Like there's the magic she sensed earlier. Could she use that same arcana to see if it feels stronger? She should roll again.
She would have to roll again. But first off, Asundra, what do you do about the 2 eggs you see?
I tell Yaito and Yutari, I don't think I should touch them.
Okay.
I don't know what they are, right? Like I have no clue.
You can make me a nature check, another nature check to see if you know what kind of eggs those are.
I do
You
not.
are from Asia, so you rolled a 6 nature. The fact that these eggs have these protruding like spike like tips to them on the outside of the shell, and the fact that they're also about the size of your head, you have no clue what kind of eggs those are. But you said you told Yatari and Yaito.
Yeah.
So Yatari's gonna come around. What do you mean you found some eggs? Let me take a look.
Yeah, maybe she's smarter than me. She went to school. I'm basically illiterate, so.
She
Shit.
peeks into the hole, and because she has dark vision, she can also see what you see. Yaito can't see into the darkness that far unless he puts light to it. But Yatari's looking at it, and she's gonna make a nature check. Oh, she rolled a 1.
Oh my god, we're both stupid.
She tilts her head to the side, tapping her chin. I have no clue what kind of eggs those are. Perhaps they're relics? Perhaps they were stored in here to keep them warm? I have no clue.
Can I hear this?
I would suggest we don't touch it. Yutari's not talking too loudly, and because you guys are kind of like around the corner where the statue is, I would say you can't.
You said cannot?
Cannot.
Okay. Yeah.
And
if they're relics, we shouldn't touch them. But
I'm gonna go
all the
over to where
relics
they
were
are.
covered. She's like, I want to know what's going on.
What are y'all doing?
Well, you won't be able to see it because you don't have dark vision.
Oh. I'm still asking y'all, what are y'all doing? I'll pull out my lantern then. Shit.
We found these eggs with spikes on them, but we don't know what they are.
What should I roll to see? Not that I would know, but
By nature, I guess.
nature. That's I don't think
I
I've ever
know.
rolled that.
Oh,
Okay.
well, maybe you do know.
15.
Dragon eggs. Don't you touch that shit.
Dragon egg.
There are creatures in there. There have to be. One thing I know about an egg, it inhabits something.
Damon,
Do we destroy it?
As you
He's
look into
panicking.
the pool, you're panicking. Alaric and Thaddeus, the two holy men, are still by the statue. That table that had the notes on it, I did want to mention there is also a crate that's half open next to the statue. Could have supplies in it, you just don't know, but it's half open. You can't see until you peek in.
Oh, you can't say that after I've left. I definitely would have looked in there. Oh, you talking about? Are you talking about this?
No,
No.
that's
Oh,
that
that looks like a crate.
That's
Okay.
a separate room.
Okay, so yeah. But since I walked away, I'm like, nope.
You were bored with the statue.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was bored. No one knew him.
Do you guys look into the crate?
Yeah, I'll
shine
look
your
into
light
it.
there.
What do I need to roll? Since
Uh,
Thaddeus is looking at the notes, I'm sure
ahead
he's
and-
busy reading.
Just go ahead and make me a. Actually, you don't have to roll anything. I mean, it's just a simple crate. You go up to the crate and you push the top lid to the
Oh
side.
wait, I gotta open it. Hold on, we didn't
No,
say.
no,
I didn't...
it's half open.
Okay.
You're just pushing.
Are we still on our horses?
No, the
No,
horses
we
are
tied him up outside.
Thank God. Okay.
You push this half open crate, the lid to the side, so you can see further into the crate. As you look down, Alaric, you have dark vision as well. You also spot what looks like 3 spiked eggs lying.
These
in the
eggs are
crate.
everywhere. What the?
It's the same eggs that Yatari and Isundra found.
I don't like this. They're gonna hatch and we're gonna get fucked.
Oh my goodness, this is critters all over again.
These Zandos babies, they've been over here doing stuff and they've been breaking the rules and they've been causing mayhem. Scrot, Thaddeus! Damien runs over there to tell, like he found something interesting. But little
Well, you
does he
rolled a
know.
15, but we don't know what you knew, so.
I know it's dangerous.
You guys,
I go over there to
excited.
I run back to tell. Thaddeus, all out of breath, even though it's not far. Scry, we found some eggs. What y'all... Is that a treasure chest? He
It's-
pushes past them to look in.
It's a crate, and there's spiked eggs in here.
Oh God! He puts his hand on his head. This can't be good, right? I mean, I don't know much about eggs, but come
No
on.
more than me and Yatari.
Look how big they are. Look at the spikes.
As Damien is talking about the eggs, Thaddeus, make me a perception.
All right.
Isundra as well, make me a perception.
12.
I don't like that. 11.
All right, you got above a 10. Alaric and Damien are talking about the eggs. Thaddeus, you're more so staring down at the eggs in the crate. Isundra, you look back at the eggs that are in the tree as you're trying to figure out what they are. Damien's running between both parties, kind of freaking out. But Thaddeus and Isundra, almost simultaneously, as Damien's talking to Alaric, as Yatari is talking to Yaito about it, you both notice in the crate there are how many eggs did I say in there? I think I
Is
said
it 2 or 3?
3.
Yeah, you
The
said
tree,
3 for the
yeah,
eggs
the
here.
tree had 2. Yeah. One of those eggs, Thaddeus, slightly tilts to the side. and it begins to hatch
I
slowly.
know this ain't no Pokemon, so we better get the fuck out of here.
And the one in the tree, the one on the left of the two, also begins to move as it knocks over, hatching slowly. As they begin to hatch, Thaddeus, it happens fairly quickly. It doesn't come out of the egg entirely, but what you see move outwards from the egg are two small tendrils.
Oh, hell no.
Oh no.
Yatari
No.
or Asundra, what you see hatching is you don't see necessarily the tendrils, but the middle of the egg in the center hatches off first, and you just see what looks like a small mouth with teeth.
Ugh.
Oh goodness.
Oh
Oh,
I should have smashed these eggs.
Communication was ceased for a reason. They knew it was going down. They left.
Does that mean there's more up in this little cubby too?
Oh goodness. I know exactly.
Wait, so only Thaddeus see y'all see this? I don't see this shit. I don't hear it.
Well, Thaddeus, if you say so, you'll catch Damon's attention and you'll see it right away. I mean, this is happened very quickly, so eventually
Like
you
this
guys
is within
will
a
see.
moment's notice, like just
Yeah.
hatching.
Yeah. So I mean, they're not hatching slow like a bird or anything. These things hatch quick. So Thaddeus, you see that right away. Sundar, you see that right away. What do the two of you do?
Thaddeus will push Damien and Aloric back, and he will draw his sword.
Damien not realizing, hey, bitch, what's up?
What's
Like
good?
he'll try to push him away as far as he can.
You did find treasure. You trying to push me away from it?
Better say
And then he
something,
sees him
Thaddeus. We
Thaddeus.
draw
gonna
his
fight?
sword. Right.
He won't say he won't. He just push him back, and he'll just draw a sword straight towards and just face that thing.
Damien just
great.
got his fists up jumping like, what's up?
What's Alaric's response to
I knew you was on it with me.
Thaddeus, what is going on here? What in the Lunaris is going on here?
I told you he was setting us up.
Run.
I ain't
Run.
nobody running from you. You and Eddie are. Y'all got all that mouth.
Meanwhile, Sundar, you see this mouth-like thing. What do you say or do?
I back up away from the hole and tell Yatari and Yaito to back the fuck up
All right, so
and say it's
Yatari-
hatching.
Do I
Yatari
hear that?
backs up. It depends how loud she says, because you're a good like 40 feet
I'm
away.
loud.
I mean, if it hatched
I
out-
say it's hatching,
Yeah,
like
okay.
real loud.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll some initiatives because what's hatching are aggressive. They're not friendly at all, and I'll tell you what they are once
I have an
hatching
idea.
begins. So let me pull up the turn order.
Oop, my fault.
1 second.
Oh no, Jesus!
Oof.
For you to be standing in front of something, Thaddeus, this is not good. So.
Well, he's
Rolling a
already
4.
with Damien now.
I think-
So
I think Asundra should be ahead of me. 'Cause
Oh,
whatever her
no.
bonus is a 4.
So let me pull up the NPCs real quick. I forgot to pull up the character sheets because they'll need to roll initiative as well. So Yaito and Yatari. Open this up. And Alaric or Kendo and Rod are like, oh no. Oh no. So, all right. So we have who is Thaddeus with a 4. He's dead last. So
Yeah.
we have Alaric with an 18, followed by Damon and Isundra, Yatari, Yaito, and then Thaddeus. I will make a roll for these guys. Oh, all right. So that's a 19.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Perfect.
So let me put the 19 there. All right. So it looks like whatever's hatching goes first. It's kind of like their surprise round, I guess.
That's some bullshit.
Bullshit. They gotta hatch first and get out of there. They don't even know what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, they do.
They're new to the world.
Oh, they do. You'll see why they do. So
Yeah, I've seen the
Oh,
pictures.
no.
I don't need to know.
something.
Wait, he got art made? Oh,
yes,
gosh.
yes, I did.
This motherfucker.
What begins to hatch out of these eggs Now that a few seconds have gone by with you backing away, the creature in these eggs are small. They have 5 like tentacle tendrils. Think of starfish-like creatures. But underneath the underbelly of this starfish-like creature, there is a gaping mouth with human-like teeth that are scattered all along it. Not in a good way. It has teeth everywhere. It is disgusting looking. No eyes or anything like that. But underneath the tendrils, there's 5 tendrils to this thing, like a starfish. There are what looks like small barbed spikes alongside of it. And as it hatches out of these eggs, they move in quick succession, almost immediately knowing that you were there. And they make this hissing sound. As the tendrils slowly stretch, you can see that, it's a small creature that you would think the starfish-like monster has a specific amount of reach with how small it is. But one of the tendrils, it can stretch out to 10 feet.
Oh, this is like a sporylith baby. Fuck this.
As it stretches both tendrils outward towards the hole of the tree, it pulls itself out
Ew.
and it falls to the ground. And I'm going to place the enemies on the map.
Mind piercer.
All right. So I'm just going to place them here. So, real quick, I have them labeled as Mind Piercer. For those that listen to our Patreon, I called them Coiled Piercer. The name is still kind of up in the air, but right now I think Mind Piercer works a little bit better for what they are. But what you're seeing at this point, I will give everyone a free history check to see if you know what the fuck these are.
I read that book on not mind flayers
No.
that one time.
Alaric, he be out at night.
Alaric studying, man. He's out there to kill the fiends of the night. So,
This
all right.
includes one of them.
Damon, you have no clue what the fuck these starfish monsters are. There's horrendous looking things. But Thaddeus, I say you have advantage only because you've been working with Iman Vanellis with a 23. You know what these are. Alaric, you definitely know what these are. And Isundra, you have advantage too, I'd say. You have seen these before, but you don't know exactly what they are. These mind piercers, for those that do know, these are it's the first stage of a Sporylith's metamorphosis. Isundra, as we mentioned back in season 1, her parents were killed. We originally said a mind flare, but because I'm taking out mind flares from this world, we're creating a book, I've replaced mind flares with the Sporylith, which is an alien-like aberration species. And this is the first stage of the Sporylith. They have 3 stages in their metamorphosis. And the mind piercers are, as small as they are, very deadly. But those that know what they are, you know that they have psionic abilities and that they want a host. They want to latch onto you. They need a host in order to begin the second phase of the metamorphosis. But, real quick, Isundra, what is your passive perception?
That's my passive wisdom, right? Oh yeah, it says perception. 17.
Oh, I rolled decent too. I rolled a 15. You hear something behind you past the railings where the water is.
Oh great.
You hear stuff clawing or moving upwards from beneath. And as you turn your head to see what you hear, you notice another creature that's not like these. There is a medium-sized creature that steps over the railing, climbing up the stone wall. It's humanoid. It has this evil, sadistic grin showing its teeth. But along its chest, the clothing is tattered. It looks like maybe this used to be one of the researchers due to like the lab coat and the type of clothing they're wearing. But
Taking over.
across the chest of this creature, the clothing is torn, and you can see these hexagon-like holes as if it was like a wasp's nest, just engraved all over the chest and body. Claws digging out of its hand, skins melting off of this body. The muscles under the skin have begun to turn a dark tinted gray. Bursting from its skull are these tentacles that are flapping around as if the tentacles were like part of its head. What steps out is called a mind reaver. Asundra, you haven't seen one of these, so you don't necessarily know what it is, because what killed your parents was the third stage of the Spiralis metamorphosis, which is what's called a cerevoid. That's what you remember seeing. You don't remember seeing a mind piercer or a mind reaver, but 3 of these climb up.
3? Ryan.
Right, you tripping.
3.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
From-
happened to all the fucking people that were here. Damn it.
From the water. Rod said 3.
I'm looking at that is, you better scry this. Yeah.
So, real quick, I will show you. Bri has not seen images of this. Bri, if you go to our Zoom, I just want to show you guys what these look like. Different variants and whatnot of these things.
You're in for a treat.
So
You
here-
are in for a treat.
Bri, in Zoom, because I can't post it in our Roll20 unless I like upload it.
Yeah.
Here is
Open the chat.
the mind piercer or the coiled piercer, still choosing the name. Different
Mhm.
variants of the first stage of the Spiralith. If you open up chat and Zoom, you will see that. And then here is an image of the mind reaver. The middle form is the final phase of the mind reaver. The 2 on each side are like the transformation phases.
Oh, gross. Damn. Jumped on the fucking face like that.
So the mind piercers, kind of, as I've mentioned, the Spiralith, I wanted to make a mix of Alien
Ew,
and
why do
Dead
they have
Space.
human teeth?
Yep, they're
That's
gross.
what I said.
They are
What the
gross.
Fuck.
I wanted to make a mixture of Alien and Dead Space horror. So, as we all know, mind flayers are aberrations. They're very alien-like. Well, because I'm replacing the mind flayers with the Spiralith, I still wanted to keep a bit of the mind flayer touch, but mixed with Alien and Dead Space. So, for our listeners, the mind piercers or coiled piercers, they are the starfish-like creature with disgusting teeth and mouths underneath them. Their whole goal is to find a host, similar to a facehugger from Aliens, but instead of a facehugger, wrapping around your face and spitting down your mouth, the mind piercer typically attempts to wrap around your face and head so it can begin eating into your skull. It wants to reach your brain. Once it reaches your brain, if a mind piercer kills you with its bite attack, like fully kills you with its bite attack, your body is infused with the DNA of the mind piercer. When that happens, your body, you lose your brain and soul to the Spiralith, and your body turns into the mind reaver, which is what the medium creature is. So, with that being the case,
That's
yes,
stage 2.
that's stage 2. Stage 3 is
You're
when the
just-
mind reaver eventually reaches a specific point in its life cycle. It will turn into a cocoon, and as it comes out of the cocoon, as I've mentioned in the Patreon episodes, these cocoons are like bulbs. Think of like, the bulbs on like Bulbasaur's back. There's like a bulb that is lifted up with a bunch of tentacles and tendrils, spiked barbs. And after a while, these bulbs or cocoons hatch and a cerevoid escapes that cocoon. And that is what killed Asundra's parents. So Asundra, you don't know what the names of these things are. You've never seen the starfish creature, but the mind reaver definitely reminds you of a cerevoid. So you do potentially get flashbacks of the creature that killed your parents. I'm going to have you roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I got PTSD.
Perhaps. I mean, that was a very...
Oh no, I got PTSD.
Oh no! Isundra, with a wisdom of 9, when you see the Mind Reaver's claw grab onto the railing and lift itself up onto the walkway, you are immediately reminded of the Cerevoid that killed your parents. And what makes you remember that? The Mind Reaver looks somewhat different, but the tentacles on the head, the grinning face, and the hexagonal holes all over its body, all similar to a Cerevoid. You're immediately taken back to the creature that killed your parents. And at this point, I'm going to say with your failed wisdom save, you have a bit of fear in you. At least for the first round, you're feared just due to the shock of your memories. So with fear, you can't move towards your enemies. And if you attack, it's at a disadvantage.
I don't want to move towards them.
You can only move away. So I'm going to put an icon so you start the round feared. All right.
How do I move away? I'm in between two of them. Where do I
You're
go?
in between two of them.
I'm stuck.
No.
So we'll start the battle here. You guys are getting into battle. The Spiralith go first. The Mind Piercers that hatched, only one hatched right away, so the other two in that crate will take a turn to hatch. But the first one that hatched, it moves itself out of the crate as its tendrils reach upwards, pulling itself out. The three, Thaddeus, Alaric, and Damon, you see its mouth gaping open. And it stretches towards the closest person, which is Alaric, to try and attack Alaric with its tendril. Alaric, I'm going to make an attack roll on you. Let's see if it hits. It's using what's called Stinger.
I thought Thaddeus pushed me away.
No, he
Well,
pushed Damien away.
It has a 10-foot reach, so it can reach it no matter what.
It was gonna reach anyway.
Yep. So
Alright.
I rolled a 22. Does that hit?
I hate that question. Does this 20 hit?
Yes, it hits.
All right. As the tendril reaches towards you, as I mentioned, it has spikes and like barbed edges along the underbelly and underneath the tendrils. The tendril wraps around you, Alaric, for 3 piercing damage. As it wraps onto you, the thing about the Mind Piercer, on a successful attack, and if the target is a creature, it becomes grappled by the Mind Piercer. As the tendril wraps around you, the barbs underneath the tendril sting you and pierce your body, and it pulls itself towards you, wrapping all
bastards.
5 of its tendrils around your body as it
hell
slowly
no.
tries to make its way up onto your head. But you're considered grappled right now. That's all that can do. The other 2 are still hatching until next round. The one that hatched in the tree, Isundra, as it pulled itself out, it drops onto the floor next to you, flopping, and it slowly looks up at you, and it reaches up at you to attack. Because you're feared, you has advantage on its attack, and it's going to attempt to use its stinger as well for 17. I don't know if that hits soon.
That does.
Okay. So it
Not him acting
also
mad.
deals 3 piercing damage to you, Isundra, as you feel its tendrils dig into your skin, drawing blood. You are now grappled as well. As it's wrapped around your leg, it's going to move up towards your head and on the next turn if you do not escape the grapple. Meanwhile, the Mind Reavers that came out, one clawing upwards near Damien and Yaito, it moves up and it looks over at Damien, and it makes this loud hissing roar, and it is going to attack you, Damien. It has a skill called, let me pull up the character sheet, Mind Shock. Make me an intelligence saving throw, Damien.
Fuck.
Oh, that's a 10. All right. Unfortunately, you failed the intelligence saving throw. It will deal 11 psychic damage to you.
Damn.
You can hear voices in your mind attack you, and it's as if the voices were making the veins or the arteries like in your brain begin to pulsate as if a migraine was beginning to start. You take 11 psychic damage.
I grab my head. Ah, fuck! What is happening? I told y'all.
Meanwhile, the other two Mind Reavers, one looking at Asundra, also does the same thing. Asundra, make me an intelligence saving throw with disadvantage because you're feared.
Well, I'm not very smart. Damn
Smart
it.
as fuck here.
Oh, you had a
Oh.
But I
natural 20, but you have
disadvantage.
disadvantage for a 10, which is the
You know
same as
what?
Bri. Isundra, you will be taking 1 second. I gotta make this a damage roll. 1 second.
Brian's gonna wipe our party out here.
Sporadic are not meant to be easy. You will take, let's see here, also 11 psychic damage.
Mm.
The other Mind Reaver, it rushes towards Yutari, running at her with its claw, and it jumps into the air as she looks up, gasping. The claw on it slashes down at her. It's called a psionic claw. It's not a typical physical attack, but it rolled a 15. I think that will hit Yutari. And the psionic claw does 6 psychic damage to her. She feels her mind pull away. The claw it doesn't necessarily cut into her body to draw blood. It's more so attacking her mental state. And some blood comes out of her nose as psychic claw hits her. All right, that's their turn. Alaric, you're grappled. You can attempt to use your action to break out of the grapple, or you can try attack the thing that's on you. Whatever you want to do.
These foul beasts. So yeah, I will attack it, and I can just cast a spell. Trying to think which one I want to cast.
Rod knows what these are. He's fought these. Don't worry, Rod. You are level 7. You're not level 3 right now.
Oh, glad Alaric is level 7 too.
You're all the same level as
I'm glad he's not lawful evil either.
Oof.
I will cast Secret Flame.
Okay. So a DC saving throw on the Mind Piercer. Let me make that roll. The dexterity. It rolled a 7. It failed. It takes
Nice.
8 radiant damage. The Mind Piercer wrapped around you hisses out in pain as your radiant damage burns into its skin.
Burned by the holy light, Sacred Flame.
Wait.
You can see the sacred radiant flame begin to ignite on the back of this creature while it's grappled onto you. The mouth on it hisses out in pain. It's not dead, but it is weakened quite a bit. You did major damage to the thing.
And can I move while grappled?
Technically, if a creature grapples you, your movement halts. But I'm saying since it's grappling like your chest, I'd say you still can move. I would say at half speed though, because it's trying to pull.
Yeah, because I want to move away from the rest of the Mind Piercers. So I'll move here because that's 15.
Okay. All right. It moves with you.
Yep.
So, all right. Anything else? You have a bonus action still.
Let me see. I didn't think about that. I wish there was a way for me to see like all my bonus actions at once. I'll pass my turn for now.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. Damien.
Hmm.
What are you doing? It's your turn.
Damien looking left and right. Fuck. Catching his breath after feeling that sharp pain in his head. He is panicking, but he sees that thing on Alaric and he immediately goes to stab at it as you said it's on his chest?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna go and just stab at it with my rapier to try to
Okay.
get it off of him. That's
That
an
will
18.
hit. Go ahead. So 4 piercing damage. Wait a minute. 1d8 plus. Oh, you rolled a 1. Shit.
These
All right.
motherfuckers,
So you
man.
dealt 4 piercing damage to the back of the Mind Piercer, and that's fine. You dealt more than enough. As you stab it in the back, the tendrils around Alaric weaken, and it drops to the ground. Dead.
Oh, you good? Are you still you?
Thank you. That's those damn things. Don't let it near you. They will consume your mind and change you into one of those mind is the mind reavers.
Yeah.
Change you into a mind reaver. So be careful. I
Oh,
think that's what happened to the people that has been here.
Oh, he looks over and sees this one. Oh, I'm too beautiful to be looking like that. And Damien starts to got some movement here. 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna come close enough to this one, and I'm gonna use my other attack.
All
Use
right.
my short sword on it. You
24 will hit. All right, short sword of flames kiss. All right, cool. So you will deal 11 total damage, 5 piercing, 6 fire. As you stab into the Mind Reaver, it grins widely at you. The thing about the Spiralith, they never show any other expression other than a grin on their face. You know,
gross.
sometimes they'll open their mouths to hiss or growl, but they're typically smiling. As you stab into the Mind Reaver, you stab into one of those holes on its chest, and you see this green ooze, dark green ooze, just come out of that hole as it looks at you with no eyes. The eyes have been melted out of the eye sockets, so these things are eyeless. So it just turns its face towards you.
Ah!
All right, Isundra, you are grappled. What are you doing? You can move half.
Wait. So I'm a dual wielder, right? Using both of my weapons, that takes my bonus action, or regular bonus action, because I'm level whatever we are, 7.
Yeah, so if you use... So the thing about the rogue, you don't get multi-attack, technically. You use your action to attack with your main weapon, bonus
Okay.
action to attack with your offhand weapon. The
Okay,
thing
I didn't
about-
know if...
Yeah, your multi-attack is replaced with your sneak attack damage. So if you have advantage on the attack, that's when your sneak attack damage kicks in.
I was just making sure. I wasn't gipping myself. Okay.
Yep. Isundra, what are you doing?
If
We need to-
I
To save her.
do something that's a dex saving throw, I don't have disadvantage on that, right? Because they have to do a dex saving throw. So
So if you're trying to break out of the grapple,
No.
Oh, wait.
I'm trying to use a spell that's a dex saving throw on them.
Oh, so if you use a spell that requires a dex saving throw, they have to roll a dex.
Yeah, so there's no disadvantage on like me attacking them.
No, no.
Right? Okay. so
Correct.
So I'm gonna do this in a
Oh.
cone towards both of these mind piercers. I don't know. Will that knock it off of me then? If it
You
doesn't.
unleash a destructive wave of mental power in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in the area must make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 5d8 force damage, is pushed 20 feet directly away from you, and is knocked prone. On a successful, it takes half damage. All right, so in this case, yeah, it would knock it away from you, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do that.
All right, so Psionic Blast. You're doing it to the 2 mind piercers?
Yeah.
So the one in the tree won't move anywhere. It's still in the hole, but it can still take the damage. The one on
Okay.
you will be pushed back. So let me make some dex saves. This is the one that's on you, and this is the one in the tree. Oh,
So it
3 and a
has-
4.
Yeah. So I was gonna say I don't even know what it has to beat, but it has to be
It has to be to
my-
16. A 16
yeah,
or
16.
more. Instantaneously, Asundra just lets out a psionic blast of force that pushes them back. Roll your damage. 5d8 force damage.
Roll fire.
And I'm just going to say this
Kinda.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh! The mind piercer on your chest, Asundra, gets blown away from the force. The mouth in the underbelly rips open as this mind piercer is ripped in half from sheer force, as it flings across the room past Yatari, hitting the wall, splattering down onto the ground as its green oozing blood just drips from its torn body. The one in the
Dang.
tree gets thrown back by so much force, it slams up against the trunk inside the tree, exploding. It's
Damien, mouth agape, breathing heavily.
She
When the
might have
fuck you
been-
learned that?
She might have been scared, but she.
I can never use it because it's a cone, so I have to be close to him.
You were about to
hit
be
you
mad at
guys.
me for a moment there,
Yeah,
because
probably.
when I saw it was called Psionic Blast, I immediately thought it was going to do psychic damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Didn't affect him.
Spiraliths
thought-
are immune to psychic. Don't take that into account for your characters. Your characters don't know that.
That's force. Yeah.
But yeah, it was force damage, so it worked. Make me another wisdom save to see if you're still feared. You can still attempt to break out.
God damn it.
You're still feared. So you
I'm gonna
can
move though.
away from the
Yeah.
Mind
Can
Reaver.
I move like
Because it's
up
threat.
here? Because there's
Mhm.
2 here, so I don't know.
Technically, this one scared you, so that's the one you're afraid of.
Oh.
So you can only move away from this one, technically.
Am I good where I'm at? I'm so afraid that this chest up here has eggs in it.
Right.
That's the
You might have to
sectioned
set that
off
one on
room.
fire before it hatches, though, if it is.
Right.
That's
With the
the
drop on it,
sectioned off
bitch.
room. You guys haven't stepped in there yet, so you don't know what's in that room just yet. But all right, Isundra runs past Yaito towards the sectioned off room, terrified from the Mind Reaver, but she's able to kill 2 Mind Piercers, so she's still feared. Anything else, Isundra?
No, I don't have any. Well, do I have a bonus action? I will put a hex on something.
And the Mind
Versus
Piercers,
concentration.
they're not
Maybe
very
not.
powerful, but where they're scary is when they outnumber you.
Mm-hmm.
They're meant to
No, I'm
swarm your ass.
good, I
Okay.
think.
All right, it's Yatari's turn. Yatari's freaking out. This creature is disgusting. She hates the holes in its chest, and she is going to cast a spell to try and break free away from this thing. And she is going to use, let's see, Yatari, you're technically a summoner, but what do you have? She is going to use Burning Hands. So she just yells out, "Ah, get away from me!" As both her hands come out. She casts Burning Hands, and it has to make a dexterity saving throw. And let's see if the Mind Reaver can dodge this. It rolled a 13. It fails, and Yatari deals 3d6 fire damage in a cone 15 feet away from her. She's going to try and hit both of them. I don't know if she can, but let's see. No, she can't hit both. She can only hit one. So it failed its saving throw. So she will deal 3d6 fire damage. She deals 10 fire damage to the Mind Reaver in front of her as it burns its muscle away. Now that, I mean, the skin's already melting off. But she is going to attempt to back away from it, giving it an attack of opportunity. She does not want to be anywhere near this thing. And she's going to back up here, and it gets an attack of opportunity. Let's see if it hits her with its psionic claw. It will, for 23, it will deal 9 psychic damage to her as she backs away. All right, Yaito's turn. Yaito looks at the Mind Reaver that scared Isundra, and he is going to cast a spell. He is going to use Gust of Wind. You see he steps forward, placing both hands in front, and he chants out a spell, and this erupting dragon wind-like creature comes out from his hands. Gust of Wind he casts, and the creature must make a strength saving throw. It failed. You see the Mind Reaver that scared Sundra. It is pushed back 60 feet from the caster.
Nice.
As it flies back over the railing, it slams into the cave wall for some force damage. I'll go ahead and roll. It will take 8 force or bludgeoning damage or force as it hits the wall, dropping back into the water. So it has to climb back up.
Good shit, Yaito.
He looks over at you, thumbs up, and just smiles. Ting!
The nonchalant thumbs up from the back.
All right, it is Thaddeus' turn.
All right. Thaddeus is going to go up to the eggs. He wants to deal with them before they come out.
Okay.
Mhm.
They begin hatching, but they're not fully hatched.
Yeah. He's going to take that long sword of radiance.
Do it in.
21 will hit. Deal your damage. For 12 slashing and radiant damage mixed, 6 and 6, you cut into the first egg, and it shatters as the Mind Piercer inside crumbles as its greenish oozing blood just puddles underneath of it.
All right. He's going to deal with the second one too.
Make me an attack. 22. Do your damage. Not as much. So 6 slashing damage and 1 radiant damage. So that's total of 7. You cut into the egg, cutting off one of the tendrils as the mouth begins to open back and forth. It's not dead, but you have hurt it quite a bit.
All right. That's it for now.
Okay. It's now the next round. It's the enemy's turn. The Mind Reaver next to you, Damien, it's going to attack you. It swings a psionic claw at you. Will a 13 hit?
No.
All right. It has multi-attack. It slashes at you again. Oh, and I rolled a nat 1 for a 6.
Oof.
You're able to avoid both of its claws. The Mind Reaver that Yaito pushed off, it begins to swim through the water to climb back up. That's half its movement. So it's still climbing. Its claws grab onto the ledge again, but it's still climbing up. So that's its turn. It can't necessarily do much here. Actually, it can, because it does have blind sight. It's going to use its Mind Shock. So Yaito has to make an intelligence saving. It's mad at him because he pushed it off the ledge. So Yaito, intelligence saving throw. Oh, he rolled a 1. He
Oh, no.
will take, let's see here, the Mind Shock damage. He will take, what is it? 6 psychic damage. Not much. So that's fine. The other Mind Reaver that Yatari burned, it rushes past the little hole next to it, and it comes up next to Yatari, and it goes to attack her twice with its psionic claw. Both will hit.
Oof, she got
9 and 9. Oh! 18 points of psychic damage as she takes both claws. Yatari, she backs away. She's almost tumbling over. Blood is now coming out of her ears and her nose and parts of her eyes as it's just raking into her brain. That is their turn. Well, the one Mind Piercer that's next to Thaddeus, it jumps out from the crate at you, Thaddeus, to attack you with its tendril. And it is going to make a... That is an 11. So that misses you. So that's their turn. Alaric, what are you doing?
Well, now it's time to finish off that last Mind Piercer next to me and Thaddeus. So, let me see if my... So I will cast Sacred Flame again, but this time for the Mind Piercer that is down here, or that is near Thaddeus.
Okay. So another dex saving throw.
Yep, so let me...
I rolled a 2. It failed no matter what. Oh, 15 radiant damage. Your radiant fire engulfs the Mind Piercer in front of Thaddeus as its body is burnt by your holiness. It drops to the ground lifeless. Good shit.
And so is Damien still dealing with this Mind Reaver?
Yep,
Yeah.
if you look over, you can see he's going toe to toe with this thing. Melee distance.
Okay, so I will cast as a bonus spell, bonus action Sanctuary on Damien.
Nice.
Okay.
So then a creature must target. Oh, never mind. Maybe I shouldn't, because then it's going to target Syndra. Unless, because I'm not sure how the attack retargeting works.
Right. It might be Aito or
It could be anyone really.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that. I have a.
Now, can you cast that on a Sundra, or is it only a certain distance?
It's a distance. It's 30 feet. I had to move. I should be able to cast. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, you should have free movement since you're out of threat range.
Yeah, I just need to move up. Okay, so I will move like 10 feet closer. And then towards the Sundra, I will cast Sanctuary.
Okay. So
Protector.
basically, it has to roll something, right? If it fails, it has to attack something else.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to post that spell up there, I have it.
Yeah.
Spell save is 14. Okay, cool. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. Ah, okay.
So Lunaris, protect my ally. Sanctuary.
Isundra, you feel this golden aura surround your body. It's like a warding magic. Any creature that attacks you will most likely be taunted by another creature. Perfect. Nice, Alaric. That's a good bonus action. All right. Anything else? I guess that's everything. You can
Yeah, I
do.
used
Yep.
everything, so
All
my
right.
turn's over.
Damien, you are up.
All right, this one right in front of me, he's finna get it. Oh, yes. Yes, X Factor. I'm X Factoring him
All
with
right.
both my
22
sword and
18.
rapier.
All right. Their short sword will deal a total of, what's that?
They both done 11.
Yep. 2 11s for 22 damage. You cut, you pierce, slice, and dice as the blood oozes out of the holes on this chest and all over. The Mind Reaver's mouth eventually opens as blood comes out. The tentacles on its head flailing in agony. But it just continues to have this wicked grin on its face at you.
You ain't gonna be smiling after this.
All right.
But I ain't going nowhere.
All right. Isundra, you're still feared by the one that's next to you, or the one that Yaito pushed away. So you can't move closer, but you can still do stuff with disadvantage if you attack.
Does Yatari have a potion?
She does. But even if she didn't, you would have to throw it to her because you can't move towards her because of the
Oh, that's
source
true.
of fear.
Even though it's weaker, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna blast the one that's near Yatari. Has that one been hit yet?
Yeah, she did Cone of Fire on it.
Oh,
Burning
okay.
Hands.
Burning hands.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna click on Eldritch Blast, but you're gonna have to take away. Oh, wow.
Oh god.
Well, you have a disadvantage regardless.
Or did you already take away my?
I'm looking at it. I have not. So -5
How did I
from
roll
your
a
20.
1 then?
The 1 is the damage, 1d10, because you
It
don't
hits
get
anyway.
you don't get your charisma added to the damage.
Oh, you already took the
Charisma's-
charisma part away from it. Okay, that's what
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah, your damage is lower, but the hit is still fine. So you rolled a 14 and a 20, or disadvantage, a 9 and a 20. The first will miss, but the second hits for 5 damage. The one that Yatari is next to?
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, your evocations don't go off, so it doesn't push it back.
I know.
So you deal
I'm
5
sad.
force damage as it
I
slams
know, I
up
missed those
against
times.
its face. You can see that it phases it, but doesn't kill it. In your mind, you're just thinking, "Fuck Napoleon."
Yup.
You can still roll wisdom to try and break free from the fear, though. That's a 20.
Nice.
With a disadvantage, you go with a 20 regardless, but you break out of your fear. You're no longer feared. You are back into the fight. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. It's Yatari's turn. Yatari is fucked up. She is going to cast... Oh, actually, she's going to drink a potion. She drinks light, a healing potion. She'll regain 9 HP. And she's going to attempt to back away. That's an attack of opportunity. It will swing its claw. Well, that hits. It misses. And she's going to back up near Isundra from there. And that's all she can do. It's Yaito's turn. Yaito is going to cast an earth spell. Now that he sees the Mind Reaver is close to him. Erupting Earth. Choose a point you can see on the ground within range in a 20-foot cube. Centered on that point, each creature in that area must make a dex saving throw. So he's doing it in the middle of the two Mind Reavers. And they both have to make a dex. If they both fail, they will take this bludgeoning damage. So, and a 10 and a 12, they both failed. So you can see the ground beneath where he summons. This earthly bear comes out of the ground and it slams both of its paws into the ground in front of it, creating this shockwave of erupting earth. They both take 10 bludgeoning damage. All right. And that will be Yaito's turn. Also, additionally, the ground in the area becomes difficult terrain until cleared away. So they now have half movement if they move in this area. Thaddeus, you're up.
All right. Now that the mind piercers are gone, he will move 20 feet south, and then from there he's going to cast Misty Step.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
That way he can get
You have to take
to the.
harm though to do Misty Step,
Do I?
right? You have to. It has to be in response
Sometimes.
to harm for Misty Step. I
Well,
thought.
it depends on which version of Misty Step.
Yeah,
you're
you have
using.
it as a reaction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. He just has it
Okay.
as a spell. Okay.
hmm He's going to go on the other side of this. On the other side of Damien,
Okay.
or
And the Mind Reaver.
yeah, the Mind Reaver,
Flank this motherfucker.
Okay.
and with advantage.
Yep, make an attack roll. 21 will hit. For 9 slashing, 2 radiant. How do you kill the first Mind Reaver?
He just, as soon as he teleports behind it, just slash it in half.
Damn, you stole that kill for me. Let's go, Cognac.
If you want, I can let it. You can deal with it by yourself next time.
Goodness, Thaddeus.
Right, I'm just
Alaric's
saying.
just like, damn.
You know, it's like a sweating to open a jar and then somebody else come open it type shit. But you know, good job, teamwork.
Hmm.
Anything else that is? I think that's most of what you can do.
Yeah, it's going to move the rest of his movement 10 feet up towards Yaito.
Okay.
And then which area?
I will draw it. That's difficult terrain
Yeah.
in that square.
Okay. Can you go around this tree or no?
You can.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my turn for now.
Okay. It's their turn. They're all dead except the 2 Mind Reavers. So the one climbing up the railing, it eventually gets up and it's going to charge Yaito, but obviously it has half movement because of the difficult terrain. So it can only move so close. And all it can do is its psionic attack or the Mind Shock. It's going to do Mind Shock on Yaito because he's the closest one near it. Makes the most sense. That's an intelligence saving throw. Yaito will. He fails. So that is going to be a total of 14 psychic damage. That hurt. As he feels the sting in his mind. The other Mind Reaver, it can get through with half movement because it's right there. It's close to Yaito, and it's going to attack. Actually, no, it doesn't attack. It's using a recharge ability. Thaddeus and Isundra, make me some perception checks because you're the closest to this thing. It's using an ability that it has. Isundra definitely sees this. And Thaddeus, you also with a 21 see it. Isundra with a 24. It begins to cough loudly and gaggle. You can see the holes, the hexagons in its chest begin to grow, stretching outwards, and something seems to be pushing out of the holes.
Oh.
I rolled a
It's
2.
gas.
A physical object forces its way. I rolled a 2 on a 1d4, and what drops out of these holes are 2 eggs.
Oh, shit.
They're not hatched yet.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Step on him.
And that's all that you can do. Alaric, it's your turn.
Keisha.
And I'm rolling
calling for reinforcements, huh?
I rolled a
So-
2 on my d6. It can't use that ability for 2 more rounds.
But the other one can.
So I will move.
You can see how deadly these things are. They spread like wildfire.
I'll move up near Yatari. And then, so my priority is to deal with the Mind Reaver. So I am also then going to, let's see. So it also has missing life points, correct? Because I see it has damage on it. So I'm going to cast Toll the Undead.
Oh.
How does this
Ooh.
work?
Go ahead and post a spell for us.
Hmm.
So basically, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 1d12. So because it's missing HP, you deal 1d12 necrotic instead of 1d8 necrotic damage.
Yeah, it's
If you
asking me
cast
what
it,
at what level. So I
yeah.
guess I
So
just gotta type
if
in
you
5, or do I type in my actual level?
So you can cast it at whatever level you want. If you do at level 1, it's only going to do 1d12. If you cast it at, like, for example, 5th level, it's 2d12 instead. So at higher levels, the spell's damage increases by 1 die. So your 7th level, so it increases by 5th level, 11th level, and 17th. So you will do 2d12 instead.
Okay, so I do toll the dead to the
All right.
to the mine reaver.
A wisdom saving throw. I rolled a 3. So deal 2d12 necrotic damage. God damn!
Oh,
20
my bad.
necrotic damage. Your
Mm.
necrotic energy begins to seep all over the body of the Mind Reaver, and it drains the blood or water out of it, shriveling it up into a corpse as the Mind Reaver drops to the ground, dead, lifeless, still grinning up at you, though.
Disgusting creatures. Okay, and then I will cast
How about that?
Healing Word as a bonus action to Onyatari.
All right, perfect.
And
Damn, 16 or 16, I think is what you rolled there. 16
yeah,
healing on your healing word. So she'll gain
Nice.
16 HP back. Nice. As you heal her, that blood that was coming from her ears and nose begins to slow as she feels a bit better. Nice. She looks at you. Thank you, Alaric.
you're welcome. My pleasure.
All
And
right.
then that's the end of my turn.
All right. Damien, you're up.
Um. So
And I'll take the dead ones off the screen so because you can technically walk on top of them.
So way back in season 1, I don't know who remembers. But I ended up, I had to go back listen to my old episodes because I'm like, shit, I've been getting all type of shit. I have a ring of free movement on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not affected by difficult terrain, so
Mm-hmm.
20, 25, 30, 30. I'll use my bonus action to dash.
Okay.
I'm gonna get right up on boy.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm gonna go for him.
And these obviously don't get attack of opportunity because they're not hatched yet. So.
But I don't think I hit it unless I have some.
You have a 17. That
Oh,
will hit. And
okay.
remember, you have advantage. Actually, wait, no, you don't have.
I was like, Yato don't look like he's close enough,
Nope.
but I don't know what their reach is, so.
Yeah, that's no advantage. You're good.
Okay, hold on. What if I come from behind like this? Stab him on the back.
Still no advantage on that one. Someone would have to be directly adjacent to him.
Okay, well, fuck him. So I'm just gonna be right here then.
Yeah.
All right.
So a 12.
So I did punk ass
unfortunately,
6 damage.
A 12 will miss, unfortunately.
Really? Okay, so I'm just in the thick of it for nothing with nothing to gain.
Nothing to gain. You go to stab him and it.
I took a risk.
Yep.
Now I'm worried. Who after me?
All
Heal
right.
up my niece. Yaito.
It's technically a Sundra's turn. I didn't mean to skip a Sundra.
Oh.
That-
It's
If I
not
hit
often
that-
I serve myself on a platter as a decoy. But don't let my sacrifice go to waste. And Damien just starts shaking his ass. You distracted.
We
You
can
about
hit the
to-
eggs, right?
Yeah, you can hit the eggs. They can't do anything. Which one are you attacking? Left or right?
The one that's
Closest.
on the right.
All right. So you shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts, and unfortunately, you rolled pretty bad. You rolled a total of 4 and a 1 for a total of 5 damage. As you blast the first egg in front of you, it begins to crack, but you see some blood coming out of it. It's not dead, but it's hurt. It's pretty hurt.
That's
Anything
all I
else?
got.
All right. Yatari is going to come out, and she is going to cast. Let's see here. She's pissed. Actually, she's not going to get close. She's just going to cast a cantrip, Ray of Frost, and it will hit for 10 cold damage. She shoots at the one Sundra just hit, and the egg freezes over as it crumbles in pieces of ice. All right. That's all she can do. It's Yaito's turn. And Yaito looking
So
at...
it's dead?
Yep, it's dead.
Okay.
Your damage plus hers killed it. So Yaito looking at the Mind Piercer next to him, the egg, and also the Mind Reaver. He is going to... He doesn't want to hurt. He's going to step forward. And in a 10-foot radius around him, which Damien and Thaddeus are not within a 10-foot radius, he is going to cast Earth Tremor. So Dex with the egg and the Mind Reaver. So let's make Dex saving throws. The Mind Piercer got a 10. The Mind Reaver got a 10. They both fail. So he's doing something similar to the Erupting Earth, but he's casting Earth Tremor. So in a 10-foot radius around him, everyone will take 1d6 bludgeoning damage, and it also becomes difficult terrain. So they will take... Fortunately, it's only 1d6, but better than nothing. Oh! They
Damn.
both take 1 damage. I rolled terrible. It's 1 there. But it's difficult terrain for them again. Thaddeus, you're up. I'm going to look at something. Earth Tremor. I think the damage goes up on that. 5e. But Thaddeus, what are you doing?
So if he goes through,
Oh, they're knocked prone as well.
Nice.
That's why the damage is not that high. It's because they
Oh,
get
they
knocked
slipped.
prone. Yep. They're both down on the ground. Well, the egg, I guess, can't really be knocked prone, but...
trying to think. So that circle right around Yaito is all difficult terrain.
Yep, so I will do another... This is difficult terrain.
Okay. So if I were to move basically 10 to the north, like northwest, and then 10 to the southeast, could I do that?
I don't know what squares you're talking about.
So I'm sorry, right around Yaito. So if
Trying
I
to
were
walk
to,
around the.
yeah, trying to walk
walk around.
around. So like
Yeah,
where,
you could walk around there. Yeah.
and then as far as right there.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. After seeing that the it can produce eggs, that he wants to take care of that Mind Reaver quick as possible.
Okay.
So that's what he'll do. He'll walk around, getting that advantage again.
25. Roll the damage. Total of 6 damage. Oh, I'm sorry, 9 damage. All right. Get another
Yeah.
attack. 25. Not a crit. Roll some more damage. 13 damage. How do you kill this one?
Same thing. Slice it in half.
Damien, that's two for two on kill still. All right, Cognac. I guess. Damien looking around,
You're
smiling,
welcome.
anxiously, feeling useless. Hey, chill.
Thaddeus is not appreciating Damien's compliments right now.
Cause he keeps doing my glory. Running up, flanking, slice. Running up, flanking, slice.
He's like, wait, I thought I was the rogue.
Exactly. Where's my damage?
All right, Thaddeus, that's all you can do, really.
Yep.
All right. It's now
Apparently,
their
that's all I
turn.
needed to do.
The egg hatches. So it's going to attack the thing closest to it, which is Yaito. So
No.
we'll do the tendril stinger. And it will miss him, actually. And that's all I can do. Alaric.
So it's just the last mind
Mind piercer.
piercer.
Yep.
Okay, so I can't see if it's taken. No, it must have not have taken any damage. Okay, so I will cast Seeker Flame.
Okay. And it rolled a 5. It failed. 15 radiant damage. Just like the other Mind Piercer, this one is also engulfed by your radiant flame. It drops to the ground, burning to a crisp from that radiant damage. You have killed the Mind Piercer. And as the last mind piercer drops to the ground, the lights, the torches in the room continue to flicker as if you were in a horror film, and silence now takes over the room other than your heavy breathing and any of the talking that you do. No other Spirylith have made themselves known at this point, but with the Spiryliths being killed, we will go and say this ends this episode of Taverns and Caverns.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Who knows what's in the water? What the hell?
Welcome to our nightmare.
Man.
This is what Kendall, Rob, and Rod are fighting in the current Patreon campaign. Except that they're stuck in a prison island trying to escape, and they're underground, and these things are all over the place.
Oh, wow.
Except, and they're not level 7 like you guys are. They're all level 3.
Oh, yeah. I don't envy it. Not at all.
Now you can see why Kendall's character ran.
Right.
Except the monster they were fighting was not any of the two here. They were fighting a Cerevoid. The third final
absolutely
phase.
not. Way too much was going on, so and they wanted me to be involved. No, so
Yeah, the Cerevoid is the final stage of the metamorphosis and way stronger than the Mind Piercer and the Mind Reaver. Mind Reavers are the foot soldiers of the Spirylith. They're the more common of the group, whereas the Mind Piercers, they're just the babies. They're trying to find a host. The Cerevoids, those are the motherfuckers. Those are the intelligent ones, the ones that communicate and think and are basically the replacement for the Mind Flayer. So
Ugh. Someone needs to like Photoshop a mind flayer on the Leo DiCaprio meme. You coming for my gig? Oh, jeez.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed the Spirylith. We will get more into it in the next time we gather for Taverns and Caverns. Sundra is going to have some
Poor
fucked up shit
Sundra.
going on.
Yeah.
That PTSD.
We already seen it. She can drink.
Yep. And she hasn't seen a Cerevoid yet. Hope you don't run into one of those here.
Don't say that.
She rolled 3 420s in a
that was
row
definitely
drinking Scotch neat.
foreshadowing. So
Thank you, everyone, for listening to another exciting episode of Taverns and Caverns. This is your Dungeon Master, Haphazard DM. You can find me on Twitter at HaphazardDM.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Bri. I play Damien/Desiree, and you can find me on Twitter at Blaze_NBK.
Hi, I'm Felicia, and I play Sundra. You can find me anywhere on the internet at Dagger Tribal.
Hi, I'm Rod or Rodimus, playing Thaddeus. You can find me on Blue Sky at Rodimus83 or Twitter or X at Rodimus7901.
hey, my name is Kendall, and I play Alaric Silverwind, and you can find me on Twitter at Air-Clubkin.
All right, thank you guys. Those are our players for Taverns and Caverns Season 3. And again, don't forget to check out the Taverns and Caverns Patreon. On our Patreon, you'll find exclusive monthly episodes that are strictly exclusive to our Patreon, as well as some additional content that you won't want to miss. So thanks again, everyone. Until next time on Taverns and Caverns.